Act 1. Maidenwald. Nephreth, the star gods say that when we enter the fire, we shall not know death. But do you not see the tragedy? To know death is to know life. Helios, if the gods know not life, my Pharaon, what do they know? Nephreth, hate, Helios, eternal and unending. War in Heaven, Act 1, Scene 5, lines 3 to 5. Chapter 1. Before the being called the Emperor revealed himself, before the rise of the Eldari, before the Necrontyr traded their flesh for immortal metal, the world was born in violence. And despite everything that would happen, this violence was more terrible than any the world later witnessed. The sweeping battlefronts are nothing compared to the torture of geological change, and no warhead, no matter how large, can equal 1 billion years of volcanic upheaval. It was a nameless world, for no one yet lived there to name it. Ice sheets tall as a battlecruiser expanded and retreated. Tectonic plates ground continents together, their collision pushing up mountain ridges like teeth in the gums of a child. In the world's great ocean, an undersea volcano spewed white-hot magma into the darkness of the oceanic floor, gradually building an island, then another. The oceanic plate moved across the hotspot, carrying the created islands northwest as the volcanic boil continued to vent itself into the cold, black water. A long archipelago formed, like the dot dash of an ancient code running across the jeweled blue of the sea. The first civilizations rose around these islands. In a manner of speaking, microorganisms ruled the waters, their battle for survival as worthy as any that would come after. But their struggles, their triumphs, and their cannibalisms were unremarked, even by the organisms themselves. Sentience was an unneeded complication. Then came the great city builders, colonies of coral polyps that erected great funnel towers, branching architectural lattices in green and magenta, cities full of life and activity. And like every great civilization, they built upon the skeletons of those that had come before, layer upon layer, generation withering and ossifying. So the living stood unthinking upon a vast necropolis of their predecessors. Perhaps the fish that weaved through these great reefs were the first sentient beings of the world. They had little emotion other than fear, pain, and hunger. Yet their arrival presaged a new era. No longer was life there a march of unfeeling organisms that existed in order to exist. They would now perceive. When the great lizards emerged from the water, the struggle became one of legs and muscle, and hearts beating blood fast through strong chambers. And though these great lizards were little more than intelligent than the fish, they felt the pleasure of hot blood on their tongues, the agony of a festering wound, and maternal protectiveness. They died in great numbers, rotting corpses ground and crushed by geological processes into diamonds and crude oil that other beings would in time murder each other to possess. And a few, just a few, would enter a state of deathless preservation, trapped in silt and unable to fully decay. The calcium of their bones replaced atom by atom with rock until they were but stone skeletons, immortal in form, yet nothing of their bodies remaining. A mockery of the vital living creatures they once were. Life on the nameless world continued this way for billions of years, unheeded by the rest of the galaxy. Then, one night, a saurian scavenger sniffed the wind, sensing something had changed. Pointing her long snout towards the sky, she took in a sight that had never been encountered before. New stars burned in the rainbow smear of the sky, points of light that clustered together with unnatural regularity. Lights that glowed with balefires, green as the island canopies, and moved across the sky as clouds did. To the scavenger's rudimentary brain, strange visual information like this could only be a hallucination brought on by consuming one of the island's poisonous plants. Her body triggered a purge reflex, vomiting egg yolk and root plants before she had darted for the twisted labyrinth of ground trees. As the scavenger watched, judging the threat, the lights descended. The creatures were large, with great sickle wings, swept forward, and their bodies so black they barely stood out against the night. Like any who survived on the island, the scavenger knew a predator when she saw one. Cold emerald light spilled from the creatures' bellies, and the scavenger detected the foreign scent of sand baked into glass. Two-legged creatures stepped out of the emanation, feet shattering the plate of fused beach. Starlight glinted off their bodies like the sun on the sea, and their eyes burned the same green as the lights on the flying predators. The world would be nameless no longer. Looking kind of baby. I'm not baby mode. This is a chibi model, though. This is a chibi model. I am small. I am small. I quite like how analytical this introduction chapter is. I guess it's about setting up the world, but I don't know if this world is going to be one that's I don't know what this world is. I love how it describes the Necrons in a very primal kind of way, because I guess that's the only way that they can be perceived. I'm not baby. Wah. I am not baby. Ah. I do. I have a sippy. I wonder what do you think they're going to call the world chat? What do you think? Ah.